The summer heat pressed down on Willow Creek like a heavy hand, the kind that made your skin stick to the vinyl seats of your car. I stood on my back porch, sweat beading on my forehead, staring at my pool, the one I'd saved for years to build, the one my kids begged to splash in every weekend. It shimmered under the noon sun, a turquoise jewel in my backyard. But there she was again, Karen. Her flip-flops slapped against the concrete as she waltzed through my gate like she owned the place. "It's a community asset," she'd declared last week, her voice sharp as a wasp's sting. "And I'm on the Homeowners Association board, so I get access." She didn't. The pool was mine, paid for with my own money, on my own land. But Karen didn't care about deeds or boundaries. She wanted what she wanted, and she took it. Every day for a month, I'd watched her invade my space. She'd sprawl on my lounge chairs, sipping her iced coffee, leaving crumpled napkins and sunscreen streaks on the cushions. My kids, Mia and Ethan, stopped swimming because that lady made them feel like guests in their own backyard. I tried talking to her calmly at first, my voice steady as I explained the pool was private. She'd laughed, a brittle sound like breaking glass, and said, "Don't be so selfish, Tom. We're neighbors." Neighbors. The word tasted sour in my mouth. I'd had enough. The air smelled of chlorine and cut grass as I leaned against the porch railing. My hands clenched tight. I could hear her now, humming some off-key tune, splashing water like she was auditioning for a beach movie. My jaw tightened. This wasn't just about a pool. It was about her entitlement, her smug certainty that rules didn't apply to her. I'd spent years building a life here, late nights at the office, saving every penny for this house, this haven for my family. And Karen? She thought she could just take it. I turned back inside, the screen door creaking shut behind me. My wife, Sarah, was at the kitchen counter, chopping tomatoes for dinner. The knife's rhythmic thud paused as she looked up, her brown eyes soft but tired. "She's out there again, isn't she?" she asked, her voice low, like she was afraid Karen could hear through the walls. I nodded, my throat tight. Sarah sighed, a long, heavy sound that carried the weight of our frustration. "We can't keep doing this, Tom. The kids deserve their space back." She was right. Mia hadn't laughed in weeks. Her usual spark dimmed. Ethan had started drawing angry faces on his sketchpad, muttering about the mean lady. I tried everything: polite requests, homeowners association meetings, even a certified letter citing property laws. Karen just smirked and kept coming. Last week, she'd brought her yappy little dog, who peed on my deck. The memory made my blood boil, a slow simmer that crept up my spine. Enough was enough. That night, I lay awake, the ceiling fans hum a faint drone against the cicadas outside. Sarah's breathing was soft beside me, but my mind churned. I pictured Karen's smug face, her manicured nails tapping on my poolside table. Then it hit Maya plan, sharp and clear, like the crack of a starter pistol. I take back what was mine, not with words or letters, but with action. I'd make her feel what it was like to lose something she thought she owned. The next morning, I called my buddy Jake, a contractor with a knack for quick fixes. "I need a pool cover," I told him, my voice low over the phone. "Something sturdy, lockable, and a new gate latch, industrial grade." Jake chuckled, the sound rough like gravel. "You finally standing up to that homeowners association, which?" I didn't laugh back. "Just get it done," I said. He promised delivery by Friday. The days dragged, each one marked by Karen's invasions. Thursday, she brought a friendsome woman in a loud floral swimsuit who squealed every time she jumped in. They left empty wine spritzers by the pool, the cans glinting like tiny taunts. I watched from the window, my hands shaking with rage. Sarah touched my arm, her fingers cool against my skin. "It's almost over," she whispered. I nodded, but the knot in my chest didn't loosen. Friday morning, Jake arrived with the cover a heavy-duty vinyl sheet, reinforced with steel cables. Took us 3 hours to install. The sun beating down, our shirts soaked through. The new gate latch gleamed, a chunky padlock that screamed finality. When we finished, the pool was gone, hidden beneath a taut black shroud. The gate clicked shut with a satisfying thud. I stood back, wiping sweat from my brow, and felt something shift inside me, a spark of control, flickering to life. That afternoon, Karen came. I heard her before I saw her, her flip-flops slapping, her voice already raised. "What the hell is this?" she shrieked, rattling the gate. I stepped onto the porch, my heart pounding but my face calm. She stood there, frozen, her face a mask of shock and fury. Her blonde hair was pulled tight in a bun, her sunglasses perched like a crown. "Open this gate, Tom," she demanded, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "You can't do this." "It's my property," I said, my voice steady, though my pulse raced. "You've been trespassing for weeks. I'm done asking nicely." Her mouth opened, then closed, like a fish gasping for air. For the first time, she looked small, her confidence cracking like thin ice. "I'll report this to the Homeowners Association." She spat, but her voice wavered. I shrugged. "Go ahead. I've got the deed, the permits, and a lawyer on speed dial." She stood there, clutching her tote bag, her knuckles white. The air was thick with tension, the kind that hums like a live wire. Then, a new sound, tires crunching on gravel. A beat-up pickup pulled into my driveway, and out stepped Mrs. Delgado, the elderly widow from down the street. Her silver hair glinted in the sun, and her eyes were sharp, taking in the scene. "Is this the woman?" she asked, her voice soft but firm, like she was scolding a child. I nodded, confused. Mrs. Delgado had kept to herself since her husband passed, her house quiet except for the faint tinkle of wind chimes. She stepped closer, her orthopedic shoes scuffing the ground. "I saw her last week," she said, pointing at Karen. "She was in my garden, picking my roses. Said they were for the community. I've got it on my security camera." My jaw dropped. Karen's face went pale, her sunglasses slipping down her nose. That's not true," she stammered, but her voice was a thin thread, unraveling fast. Mrs. Delgado didn't flinch. "I've lived here 40 years, she said, her voice rising, carrying the weight of decades. "I've watched people like you think you can take whatever you want. Not anymore." The words hit like a thunderclap. Karen took a step back, her flip-flops catching on the gravel. For a moment, no one spoke. The cicadas screamed in the distance, the air heavy with the scent of hot pavement and chlorine. I seized the moment. "You're done here, Karen," I said, my voice low but firm. "Trespass again, and I'm pressing charges. For my pool, for Mrs. Delgado's roses, for every line you've crossed." I pulled out my phone, showing her the footage I'd started recording her at my gate, her friend's wine cans still littering my deck. Her eyes widened, and for the first time, I saw fear flicker across her face. She turned and fled, her flip-flops slapping wildly as she stumbled down the street. The gate's padlock glinted in the sun, a silent sentinel. Mrs. Delgado touched my arm, her hand frail but warm. "You did good, Tom," she said, a faint smile creasing her face. "Sometimes you have to draw a line." I nodded, my throat tight. The spark in my chest flared brighter. A fire now. That evening, I uncovered the pool. The water sparkled, clean and inviting. Mia and Ethan ran out, their laughter echoing as they cannonballed in, water splashing onto the deck. Sarah joined me on the porch, her hand slipping into mine. The air smelled of grilled burgers and summer, the cicadas a soft chorus now. "We got it back," she whispered, her voice thick with relief. I squeezed her hand, my eyes on the kids. This was ours, our home, our haven, our victory. Karen tried one last time, filing a complaint with the Homeowners Association. It backfired. Mrs. Delgado's footage, combined with my own, painted a clear picture. The board fined her for misconduct, and whispers spread through Willow Creek. Neighbors I'd barely spoken to started waving, sharing stories of Karen's overstepped her demands, her entitlement. She stopped showing her face at community events, her house quiet for once. Standing by the pool that night, the water still under the stars, I felt a weight lifted, a line drawn. It wasn't just about a pool or a gate. It was about standing up, about protecting what mattered. The cool night air brushed my skin, carrying the faint scent of jasmine from Mrs. Delgado's garden. I smiled. Sometimes, justice tastes like chlorine and feels like a locked gate.